Well, what's up, Jim? How you doing, man?
That's allowed. Doing bloody awesome, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Let's turn them down. We've got ourselves sorted.
Loud as hell. Oh, I
What
was
an
not
excellent
prepared.
start to another episode of the Beardy Bros. Let's take another twist turn to it. Welcome to the Beardy Bros podcast. Yeah, what's up, Beardies and Beardettes? You're listening to Dale and Jim. Not on the radio, but you can imagine
We could be on there soon enough.
it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see already, Jim's already been looking the way he's been looking with his nice Coca-Cola setup.
Still so bright though. Look,
It's also bright, but I mean, the biggest elephant in the room is my room looks so much more massive on my camera now because I've got a new camera, I have a new mic, and it is fantastic. I'm like,
Yeah.
I just want to like get up in there and be like, ooh yeah, and just sing into it. Like I just want to like, just really go for it, just ham out. But you know,
do it.
do it. So no, but yes, it's our yeah. So if you are listening to the podcast as always on Spotify, you're missing out on what we're looking at right now. But basically, yes, I have a new webcam. I've got a new mic. We've got a new setup going. And looks fantastic. I think everything looks more upgraded now, so that's all we're doing now is just upgrades. So if we go back, you know, if we threw back to like the
That sounds familiar.
yeah, I was gonna say if you go, I was gonna say if we go back to the last season of the podcast pretty early on, if you look back at one of the titles was upgrades, people, upgrades, and we're kind of there now. So this might be the upgrades 2.0. I don't know. We are in the second season, so
Exactly. Like
those things. It is what it is.
pretty much everything's been upgraded since that first season.
Get out of here. Well, it's going well.
I just saw that fly. Then it was like, or moth, whatever it was. What the fuck?
Flies, man, flies.
You wouldn't have saw that before.
No, you can see them now. That's why you see me like freaking out the last time. Going, That's me fighting the flies. Now you can actually see the flies buzzing around. Oh man, so I mean,
but
I think this week's going to be a pretty interesting week. There has been news all over the place. There's a lot of news. I haven't fully kept track of most of the news. I've just been like trying to work with a lot of things, trying to get like, as we've just seen or know now that I've made affiliate on Twitch, and I'm like,
yeah, boy.
So that's been like my focus of trying to get that done, and now that's done, and I'm like, kind of like, thank God I've got it, but now I've got to like do everything else now. I'm like, I've got to do this, I need to make that, I need to do this, I need to make that. So, but
yeah, I remember the last few days you've been on you've been streaming a fair few hours.
like the other one, I just went for the big stream. I was like, stop it, I'm going for 8 hours. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get this affiliate. I'm working my butt off for it. And
Is that your longest stream you've ever done?
No, I've done longer than that. I've done like 12. You know, when I first went for it, I've done like 12 or 8, 14-hour stream or something like that.
14.
I've done some pretty big streams. But no, this one was the longest that I'd done in a while because I thought I'll try small chunks, do things in small chunks to get the views going, and it seemed to work to help me level up quicker. But I was like really close. Level up.
Title of the episode.
Level up. Maybe. Rank up, level up.
There's a bit of delay. There's like level up, then I heard it from the actual phone.
there is a delay.
It's like level up. But I mean, I'm gonna say it now. This week's kind of quiet, really.
Basically, yeah. Like I said,
we've got some big things, but not much. But we can still make an episode out of it.
But this is exactly it.
You know us.
That's exactly it. We can still have episodes, so. Ooh yeah.
Is it?
I mean, there's been some weird news. There's been some crazy news, but I've got a few things I want to look at. I don't know what Jim's got. Jim's got some news. I'll see what he goes through, and I'm going to go through what I can find.
Kind of the same as yours, I reckon. Kind of.
So, yeah, there's a few things I picked up through the week, but
a
few things I've forgotten, a few things I might remember. We'll see how
I need to write them down, bruh. Write them down.
I know. I usually save them on my phone, save that link, screenshot that, but I just haven't. There hasn't been much, so.
I mean, it's been little things, not really noteworthy yet.
That's exactly
like teasers and stuff. That's all it's been.
That's exactly it. So.
But you did call something Remember, was it last week you was talking about Fortnite and the Terminator and the
Yes.
Predator, and
Yep.
that actually came true.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
was like, I hate to say it.
So I mean, it was easy to predict Predator because they had like the whole thing where they had like the few items pick up, and then I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna have the Predator. And then of course, just after I'd mentioned that the ship was in the game, I was like, oh, duh, we're gonna have the Predator now. And then they're like, oh, you can unlock the skin if you find him and hunt him down. It's like, well, that was kind of obvious it was gonna be Predator based, and I was like, I feel like because the
Yeah,
Predator, they'll have like Arnold Schwarzenegger in some way, like the Terminator, and then of course we had the Terminator, but then not just Terminator, it was friggin'
and Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor. I was like, oh my god. So I ended up buying both of those with my V-Bucks. And I
Is it
got
the young one or the old one?
the young one. Oh, like her still. It's like the original actress.
I mean, like, is it the Terminator 2?
Terminator 2, like Judgment Day, yeah. They have her
I've
with
heard the older one, like one from what was the last movie? Genesis? No. Genesis?
Oh, yeah, well, she's old. Well, that's what they did that in Gears of War, which was kind of funny because if you remember when they did the skin pack for Gears of War 5, they released the Terminator and Sarah Connor, and they're like
Yeah.
together, and then you look at like I'll have to find the two images. I will actually put this up on Instagram though. I don't think I'll chuck them in here.
I like the Gears one better because it used the current Sarah Connor,
Yeah,
like
that's
not
exactly it. But the funny thing with
and
that
the
was
current Terminator.
yes, well, he
Which
was
is
more
pretty
detailed.
cool.
He was a lot more detailed too, and that's the other thing that Fortnite doesn't have is that they're very their own take on things. So he's not really fully intricate, like very intricate. With
So
his
it looks
design.
off.
Yeah, it's like yeah. But
it's just a skin on a person. Like
well, he's
unlike
a
Gears
robot.
where it's actual, you can see through him and like
Well, you can with this one, you can see through parts. That's the thing. You can actually see through some
oh, so
parts.
not the whole skeleton though.
No, it's not like a full skeleton. There are spots you can kind of see through and stuff. But the promo photos. I don't know if you saw the promo. I fully looked at the promo photos, but they're basically standing the exact same way as near on basically
No.
the same as how they've got advertised for Gears of War 5. They've done the exact same thing for Fortnite, and it looks the exact same cheesy like Terminator standing there, and then she's at the front like with the gun and like posing,
With a gun, like
and it's just like what the wait? It's like that's the exact same thing. But it's just crazy. So
I think I've heard the Gears one. It works so well there. Like the
And then-
Terminator just walking through with a friggin' NASA shot. He just
oh, well, that's funny too. Like the end, like how the trailer they had to bring in the Terminator, where he's like falling in the lava. He's like, "Ugh," and then does the thumb, and then Jonesy puts his hand down and grabs the arm and like pulls him out of the pulls him out of the lava. I'm like, but he's in the lava. He would have melted. Like that was the whole point.
as soon as he's in there, he would have melted completely.
Like, oh, it was funny.
I don't get. Well, they could have done it any other way, but why the lava?
Yeah, they had to make specific that it was like T2. So
Like it could have been Terminator 3. It could have been first one. The first one would have been cool if you like the big buff Arnie, like the big fucking.
That's one thing I'm disappointed in. What like there's an opportunity they could have had and they've missed it, where it could have
They
been.
could have copied the Inquisitions, like copied their idea.
Yeah.
But added the younger Sarah, not the older one.
But the thing is that what I feel the missed opportunity is, I've seen stuff we've seen them before where there's characters like can transform and stuff, and like they can transition over through matches. Like there's objects and stuff like you can wear items that will change as you play. Like they'll power up and stuff.
Yeah.
And the missed opportunity they could have had is they could have had the skin as a reactive skin, as it could have been Arnold. When you're running around and you take damage over time, or if you're low on health, you start losing the body, and the skeleton would have started showing. That would have been really cool, and it would have worked. They could have done that, but they didn't do that. They just went straight for the robot. I'm like, it would have been great to see like Arnold in the game actually have actual Arnold, not just the robot. So I'm kind of slightly disappointed that they didn't have like, or even if it was two different skins, because with Sarah Connor, they actually gave her two different skins. There's the one where it's basically the hospital outfit where she has the track pants and the singlet. They have that version, and then they have the other version where she's got the vest on and the hat.
But the main character, they just did nothing with.
But then the Terminator's just the robot. Like they could
have had the main person.
They could have actually had just a basic skin that looked like Arnold, and then the Terminator. Like,
so cash grab.
Yeah, and
you're gonna call it that.
Yeah.
But why? Terminator's not relevant right now.
It's just what's his name?
Predator.
That what's his? I can't remember his name. Donald Mustard. Is it
Donald Glover?
Is it Mustard? Something Mustard. I can't remember
Donald
his name.
Mustard.
What's his name?
What the hell?
Yeah, he's like the guy who runs.
Donald.
He's the guy who runs Fortnite.
I guess he's a Terminator fan and just
he's
thought,
a fan of everything.
Hey,
I think it's Donald Mustard.
Simp.
I gotta type it in. Oh my god, I'm typing in too many different things over here.
You can't be a fan of everything. No one's a fan of everything. I mean, maybe.
Video game designer Donald Mustard. Yeah, it's Donald Mustard. He
Donald Mustard. It sounds weird, doesn't it? Like when you just say it, Donald Mustard.
he's such a big nerd.
I've never heard of him till now.
So Donald Mustard, the Epic Games Worldwide creative director, is widely considered to be the brain behind Fortnite universe. He discussed several topics related to the game. So, but the one thing that he posted the most was, which was like kind of like, ooh, like okay, he's been a bit of a like he's having a fan nerdgasm about everything, but the fact that was he was like, I'm a big fan of the Terminator, and I'm using the influence of like the progression of story and stuff, and then how I use that to tell my story through Fortnite with how I do the progression. Like, I don't know if you can compare those two, like how the stories have been going through. Like we had Marvel, and then we had a different story before, and then we had a different story before that. Like, how is this like Terminator? Like,
Terminator. How does Marvel fit with Terminator and Predator?
Like that's what I mean. Like he's doing all these cool crossovers. With
or
that,
even
you know,
Batman and Marvel, Batman and Predator, like
and Master Chief.
How? Kratos even?
Like he's just getting like, oh, I want this. I'm a kid. I want this. I want this. I want this toy. I want this toy. And put him all in.
I think he's just chucking in random like characters. Like
well,
he's just like, yeah, have this.
Another
have this,
Easter egg that dropped as well, which I messaged you about too, is on the Tomb Raider. On the Tomb Raider, like Tomb Raider, I think might be Lara Croft might be getting a character in Fortnite because they randomly tweeted out of nowhere. They just randomly tweeted on their account, pickaxe running crossbow. Like, okay, like I know we all know she has a pickaxe.
Like, pickaxe running crossbow.
Yeah, like it's like a pickaxe and it's a running emoji, like a female running, and then it was a bow.
Could be Steve.
And I was just like, okay.
Could be Steve.
And it was
Lara
like,
Croft does use a crossbow.
yeah, it was weird. It was weird, but it was the only thing they tweeted, and everyone's like jumping on it, going, "Is this Fortnite related? Is this Fortnite related?"
She use a pickaxe even? No, it's fucking Steve for Minecraft.
Like, and that's what I mean. And this was on the Tomb Raiders like official Twitter account. They posted that. Just emojis, just 3 emojis, and people are going, "Is this going to be Fortnite related?" So I'm like wondering if that's going to be a thing. I'm wondering if Lara Croft's
unless there's another reboot coming, like another game even.
Oh
like...
no! Get out of my cup! Get out of my cup, you fuckers!
Because one, she doesn't use pickaxe, she doesn't use a crossbow, and she sneaks. She doesn't run.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's what I mean. Like I know she had that like pick thing. She had that ice pick, but
yeah, that's not a pickaxe though.
Like I mean,
that's like a little diggy thing.
Maybe that's just used. Maybe that could have been just a reference they were trying to use because they didn't have the exact emoji.
Yeah, but still crossbow. She uses a regular bow.
Yeah.
Like a proper pull back.
Emoji was. It might have been. I can't remember. It might have been a bow, but I can't remember.
If they really put Lara Croft in there,
like
it's going. There's no story like at all.
Like it's all bounty hunters and stuff, but it's just like okay. But no, it's kind of not really bounty hunters to a point now because now we've got like Sarah Connor and the Terminator. They're not really bounty hunters per se. Like,
Terminator is.
Well,
technically
he kind of is.
Bounty hunter.
He was just sent. I mean, he was coded directive was to go back in time to kill John Connor.
Yeah, bounty hunter.
So.
Yeah. Oh, kid, just stop at nothing to get.
But then
John.
they got her. Like they have her in there. It's like okay.
I mean, they could have just had the Terminator. Like they didn't really do a 1-2 combo with anyone else.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Why them?
And it wasn't cheap. It was 2,800 for it as well.
I think it's just because Gears, and they're like, oh yeah, that worked. Maybe I'm gonna call them out on that.
Well, the fact that Gears were like, oh yeah, we can get a license for that, and they're like, oh, must be up for grabs to get licensing, so let's do it.
Because it would have made sense for Fortnite to do it back when the Terminator movie dropped.
Yeah. And I also even went.
This is along with it.
That's the other thing that really worked with Gears is like because it was kind of relevant around the time the movie came out.
That's me. Like they did it right. Like
he's just.
I mean, it also Terminator works in Gears. Like I don't know why, but it works.
Mustard just wants to grab what he wants and put it in the thing.
Next, we're gonna have Mufasa or someone like just.
Well, I don't know. Well, we've got the Mandalorian, but it's like I don't
we'll
know.
even have Vast in there from Far Cry 3, maybe. Like,
well, we're gonna figure out which bounty hunters are left. Like, what bounty hunters are in media? What other bounty hunters are there in the media, like in pop culture?
To be fair, I have no fucking idea.
But like the fact was they're going for bounty hunters. Was Kratos really a bounty hunter?
Nope.
Was Master Chief really a bounty hunter?
Nope.
It's like, and they got
They
them
just
in there.
they just Master Chief was just brought in to do
Yeah.
what he did, and Kratos
Kratos was the
is
same.
getting revenge,
Like
killing gods for murdering. He murdered his
Yeah.
family and shit. Like none of it's bounty hunters.
I know that made no sense, and then everything else has been kind of like bounty hunters, but
It's only Fett who was the only bounty hunter.
and he's not even in it.
And even-
It's the Mandalorian.
He don't been. Is he a bounty hunter?
Yeah, he is a bounty hunter though. He is.
Yeah, but
But
like
they didn't even have Boba Fett. They didn't even do any kind of like proper Fett. They just went, oh, we're gonna
even
have the Mandalorian.
still, Lara Croft is not a bounty hunter.
So I don't know what they're doing, and like
She's a
hunters-
treasure hunter.
Yeah.
Completely different. Bounty, treasure.
It's weird. So I don't know what they're doing.
I mean, I guess they're trying to keep it relevant. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, they're trying to
Cash grab.
get new without making a whole new game, I guess.
Yeah.
But it will suit them if they made single player save the world. You could make that stuff into there. It'll fit more than the battle royale.
Well,
You
can
can't
use
really
the
put a
skins.
story in a battle royale because people come and go.
Yeah.
Like, if I join now, I'll be so lost of what the fuck's going on
Oh,
because I can't play the previous 3 seasons or whatever it was. Like,
Yeah, and if you gotta watch them on videos on YouTube, and it's just like, oh, how do I catch up on?
then you don't get the full effect because you're just skipping through.
Especially if there's the small things that happen through the actual season, like they implemented like
So,
this new
yeah.
little feature, this new little feature, this little feature.
I'm not digging on Epic, but they can do shit better than they've been doing lately.
Yeah.
But oh well, I don't hate them or anything.
It's just interesting
I
way of
used to
doing
play
things.
Fortnite back in the day.
It's just
when
very
it first
interesting.
launched.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fortnite, T800, Sarah Connor. Dale said the price was what, 2,800.
Yeah, which is about $30.
Gears of War was free. Theirs was free, I think, for most people. Some people. Because if you already owned the Ultimate Edition, you got them free.
Yeah.
Because I was messing around with Terminator. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was weird being stealthy though. Like he was crouching behind cover. I'm like, Terminator doesn't do that. He doesn't
I know,
like
he
get
just
right
stands
down.
in the way of everything.
He just stands there and
Just takes it as a machine. It's like whatever.
Yeah. Be cool if he's in Gears, you could take damage and not get hurt for a certain amount of time. It's just stand there and just mow people down.
Yeah, that would have been pretty OP.
OP though.
Have a cooldown on it or something. Have it a bit.
Because everyone used it. I'm not gonna lie, everyone was using the damn skin.
Yeah.
Oh, but Batista might be in Fortnite next.
Chuck Batista. I'm waiting for The Rock to just randomly show up. I want to be in Fortnite.
I don't reckon he has more chance of something else other than Fortnite. I reckon. I don't think he'd be in a game. To be fair,
I mean, he's in the Jumanji game.
is it him doing the voice though?
I don't know
or is
who
it
does. I
someone
don't know if
else?
they even talk. I have no idea. But if it's maybe dialogue from the movie, I'm
I
not
know
too sure.
Anarchy played it.
Yeah, a lot of people.
He said he liked it, I think, or hated it.
A lot
I
of people
can't
play
remember.
it. Like it's ridiculous.
I can't. I looked at it. It looks like a PS2 to 3 game. Like
That OG games, like that company spits out so many crazy games. It's not funny.
what company even is it?
They just came out of nowhere, and they've made games for like knockoff like Ben 10 games. Like they feel like they're a knockoff company, but they've made Ben 10 games. They've done like, I think they've done a SpongeBob game. They've done all kinds of random like, just odd games that no one wants to do. They're just making them.
Or they're just doing it because someone has to.
Yeah, they're all kids games, so basically.
They're like, make this now.
Make this. We need this. We're gonna sell this.
They're the next Blue Point.
Basically.
No,
Like-
I can't put Blue Point down like that. That's a bit of a
I
downgrade.
said they're like limited run. They're like, we're gonna make these.
Except these games stick around longer than limited run.
Yeah.
They just linger and sit in back of stores and like that Jumanji game, I haven't even seen in person.
Oh,
Like
we've
no
we've
one's
had
got it.
we've had heaps of we sold heaps of over Christmas. As soon as it comes in, it goes. Like people, it comes in. Oh, Jumanji, and they buy it. And I'm like, okay, like I
Have
don't
you seen the gameplay of
like.
this?
We sold so many copies of it. It's not funny.
It looks so basic. It looks easy. Like
Yeah. It looks like a
for,
knockoff, like multiplayer Prince of Persia.
speaking of that, that comes out soon. That remake, remaster.
Yes.
What is that? It
Uh,
says remake.
I don't know what's going on with it. It's a,
Crash is a remake. Prince of Persia is a remaster.
this is having an identity crisis.
I just whacked my mic. Um, because we've seen the trailers and shit, and that didn't look good.
Yeah, it's questionable.
I mean, is it out next month? I think.
It's really soon. It's pretty soon.
Because I've seen it listed somewhere. I'm like, that's very soon.
I think I had it on my list.
Also, do you know what else is very soon, Des?
Whoa.
I just got to get out of the way. I can't stop thinking about Resident Evil Village.
Yeah. So yeah, Prince of Persia is March. It's on my list here.
For fuck's sake.
I got my roadmap still there.
That better be like $50.
Oh, I'll just wait and get it for $9.95 in the buy one to get one free.
Yeah, but I wanted to stream day one.
That's what
I
I
want to
was.
stream that.
That's what I was aiming. I felt like I was gonna do that with friggin' Reckoning, and look what happens there. I've played it for a little bit. Haven't come back to it. I haven't played it. Then you buy it for $9.95, and buy one
I
get
got
one
it for
free.
free.
He bought one get one free.
I totally got it for free, and I paid $10 for Borderlands
Yeah,
3.
it's like, which one did you buy? Well, I technically bought Borderlands, and I got this for free.
Yeah. No, I seen Amalur first. I'm like, yeah, in the cart, and then I'm like, oh, Borderlands 3 in the cart.
And that's
You
not too
can't
bad
go.
of a
There
deal.
are only 2 games there that were worth buying.
Yeah,
Like, I've got the other ones and not interested.
and get Rocket Arena for 95 cents.
Oh.
I saw a copy
No
of
one
that the other
plays it
day.
anymore.
No, I bought it for like $4 when I.
Same as Hyperscape. I don't see that anywhere
It's
now.
pretty dry. Like I jumped into it the other day on PC. I have troubles playing it on consoles. I came into it, started playing on PC, and I've just been like doing pretty good, like getting kills left, right, and center. Like it's so easy.
Oh. But with this Resident Evil thing, I didn't watch the presentation.
Yep.
Did you watch it at all?
No.
Oh.
I've just watched
This
some
is
of
how
the
good
demo.
we are at this thing that we do. We don't
I'm
really.
meaning to watch it, but I just haven't had the chance to.
I haven't. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to get spoiled for the maiden demo which got released.
I watched like the first 5
yesterday.
minutes of that. Someone it was only like 18 minutes, I think it is.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
about half a minute, 20 minutes, half an hour.
Yeah.
It depends if you want to explore or you just want to get through it. Which
Yeah,
you can do both.
I watched some person play it. There was only like an 18-minute long video, and I watched for the first 5 minutes. I'm like, this is kind of boring.
Yeah, there's no combat, no weapons.
But the dude was shitting himself because they had all the noise going. Like, the ambience is there. It's pretty cool because it's got decent ambience. But the dude was like shitting himself because he's like, I'm playing, like he's playing it. He's like, he knew where to go everything. So he's played it before, so he knew what to do the second time around when he did it. So he.
Why is he still shitting himself then?
I don't know. He must have been knowing what was going on, so he was trying to make it ambient for the video because he knew what was going on. Because he ran where he needed to run to, did stuff, and then he already had things that he needed for the next thing. I'm like, oh, that means he already played it. Like, he's like, okay, this is here, grab this, and then he ran over here, and he knew exactly where to run to like get the thing. Like, he didn't look around. He just like ran straight to
Don't
a
you
point,
hate
grabbed
that?
it.
Like,
I'm like, that means he's played it already. Like, he knows
yeah.
what he's doing. But like at the same time, he heard a noise and he kept looking at it. But he like they kind of did it like because you didn't hear him play. It was just the game itself. He just left the game play. There was no commentary or nothing, so he kind of like was trying to like advertise it in a way, like trying to.
So he kind of knew what he was doing. Is he had to take himself out of it.
Yeah. So and then he kind of like.
Which is still
acted with it.
awkward because he's doing things like straight up, like just advancing through.
Yeah.
Like there's no exploration. There's no
Because it was.
backtracking.
It was done kind of fairly well because he knew where to get a thing. I don't want to spoil it for you when you're playing it, but he had to.
No,
break,
but like,
he had to break a
like
lock.
when someone's new, they take forever to do something.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. He knew exactly what because you get amazed by everything,
Yeah.
and he knew where to go. I don't want to fully spoil it for you, but there's a lock, and he had to pick the lock. Basically, he knew where to get the thing to pick the lock, and there's like noise when you leave and you come back. There's noise, and it kind of like jump scares you. But he knew where to get the thing to come break the lock because he did it like really quick. Come back, and he started, and then the noise goes, and he's like, and he turns the camera to make it like he's like freaking out. And he's like doing the thing, and he's like, oh. oh, like he turned the, and like kept doing it like you would in like if it was filmed like in a horror movie kind of thing,
I
like how
don't
they.
think you can die in that though, so I
No,
don't know why.
it's just a visual.
Because you do get attacked. Well, from what I've saw, you get attacked by the bug lady
Hmm.
and the vampire lady, the
Also,
7 foot like
the
vampire lady with
biggest
the
the
fuck
biggest
ears.
meme going on with that at the moment is just like I've been looking at a few of the memes, and it's just like people going like, Capcom, are you trying to scare me or make me horny? Like I'm confused.
Yeah, because it's got that the goth lady, like the bug lady, and then it's got the 9 foot
Yeah.
sexy vampire. Like,
It's just like there's all these memes have been coming on. I'm like, what are these memes? Like I know it's Resident Evil, but like what the hell's going on?
it's,
Like
it's people.
yeah, exactly.
Like that's what they think of it. Like,
It's the internet.
yeah, but that are they in the game though? Because this maiden demo has nothing to do with the game.
Um,
Like, this is not in the game at all. This is before the
well, I
game.
think those characters were set in the trailer
I
though.
mean, they're in there, but this is the maiden demos before,
It's
like
like a
50
prequel.
years before.
Oh
Like,
wow, even further.
I think it's like that. I'm not. It's in the 50s. So I think it's.
No, it seemed pretty modern to me.
I
The
don't know, but it's
well,
before the story. So
it's not in the 50s because this dude had bolt cutters, so
there might have been bulk cutters.
he had these nice bright red bolt cutters.
Oh, like in Resi 7,
Yeah,
the bulk cutters in that cupboard down the hallway. How do I know that?
it looked like I watched the gameplay and it looked just like Resident Evil 7, like to a T. It
Well,
looked like Resident
it
Evil 7,
looks a lot nicer though.
but definitely cleaned up. But like it does that whole first person perspective, but that dark gritty tone, like it looked like I
It's
was watching
looking good.
like
Because
it definitely feels like a
Resi,
continuation.
I don't get scared by Resident Evil, except number 2 remake. That had me shitting myself a bit because them zombies,
Mm,
they come up
yeah.
behind you, it's like, ah, and the fucking lickers and the dogs.
Oh, but to see that's the thing as
Mr.
well.
X.
To see where the game started, from where Resident Evil started with the whole like virus thing, with like the how like the monsters were, like the lickers and all this kind of the hounds and everything. To see where they were, to see where they are now, where it's all like kind of like living like extension of life because like the so was it like that slug and stuff like the infected in 7 and
Resi
then
7, it was mold.
mold. That's it.
Mold, yeah.
Like we had seen slugs in
Um,
the other ones, and then this is like more like vampires and stuff now, or whatever. It's getting weird. Like
Vampire,
it's
werewolves,
it's
other
interesting.
things like little zombie dudes.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see like the mold, the recipe is changing from it just being basic, straight up like infected neuron mutation monsters and
Well,
stuff.
this
Now
is
becoming
done by
more.
mutations. Like, this is
It's
Umbrella. Like, they're
mm.
still doing that shit.
So like maybe I guess it's them still experimenting, and then they've perfected it more, so it's not more out of control as it was. So there's not these
because the
massive
village
mutations.
is middle of like Pennsylvania or something. Like,
Because even
it's
if you go back
it's
to
out there.
yeah, because I was like, even if you go back to like 3, and you had Nemesis, who was this big burly friggin' bloke, this monster thing, and then you look at the monsters here, so it's like they just look like people. Like you had Nemesis that was a mutated bloke that was just like fucking.
He was still people. He was just a big dude.
He
He
was
just
massive.
mutated massive.
And then you
He
look at
wasn't
like
massive.
the mutations now, and they're just like they're just basic, but then they can still do
Yeah.
stuff. It's interesting that they've changed the recipe.
Yeah, but I
concept.
think 7 and 8 are in alternate universes because it's got Chris in there and he looks way different.
That's not.
Like,
It's,
he's
it's
younger.
very interesting. It's very interesting what they're going for. So.
But the interesting part is between 7 and 8 or Village, I don't know how much time has passed, but Chris looks like 20, 30 years older. And
Oh yeah.
he's like fucking like this, like he built like a brick shit house. Like in Resi 7, he was like a scrawny kid.
Yeah.
So what's happened? And
He
I'm
trained
gonna
with the
call
Rock.
it now. I'm gonna call it now that Chris is a werewolf.
You reckon he's gonna be something like that? Which I wouldn't be surprised.
Because if you look on the PS store where you get the demo from, it's
Yeah.
like Chris, but half of he's a werewolf.
That was a great secret they kept coming up.
Oh, it's not really a secret. It's been in there before, but
Yeah.
I'm calling it now. He's a fucking werewolf
Yeah, maybe makes sense why he's maybe more burlier this time around.
and looks a lot older. Like he was a spring chicken, like 20 in the number 7 at the end of it. Like
Yeah.
he was a kid pretty much, and yet Ethan's in there, the same age, but Chris has got older.
It's gonna be
Like,
interesting.
how many years difference is Seven and
What's going
Village?
on? Like, yeah, is there like some weird temporal
To see if
rift?
Chris, like, he's just got like 3 times the size. He's like, before he was so small, now he's just like, yeah, fucking here. And he's like, sorry, Ethan, boom, 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 to his wife. Like, I thought she died in Seven, but she's in Village and he
Well,
killed. I don't know what the
that's
fuck's
like
going on.
that's like me when I watched gameplay of like Seven, where like they make it like she died, but then you see her alive at the end of it. I was like, wait, what? I was like, I thought she
Yeah,
died, but she's still alive. Like, what? So sorry if you
I don't
haven't
know. I
played
don't know.
Seven. It's been Biohazard's been out for a while now. So if you haven't played
It's
it,
been
you know
out
what's
for
going on.
4 years. So,
It's kind of your own fault.
sorry, not so.
Exactly.
I don't care about spoilers for people with that games that are 4 years old.
Exactly.
Like if you came for Village, you would have played Seven. Otherwise, if you like the older Resident Evils, you won't like the first person because that shit's scary.
And if you want to play it, I'd definitely seen Biohazard is on the Game Pass. So maybe if you want to squeeze that in before you play 8. If you're on Xbox. Not plugged by
Also,
not plugged by Microsoft. Just a handy
if
tip.
you get a special edition of Village, you get the Biohazard Edition Resi 7 with it. So, or you wait till
Yeah.
then and play 7 and then 8 straight away.
Mm.
7 is worth a play. Like, if you like horror, 7 is good.
Yeah, it's very suspenseful.
The characters are so memorable. Like,
Yeah, the father. I just remember that
I feel
scene.
like they've rehashed the mother and this new goth lady, like they both insect ladies, like they the same thing pretty much.
Yeah. Well, you gotta think about it, they kind of use that with some of the monsters through Resident Evil. They're kind of the same
Yeah, I mean,
corruption.
Mister X and Nemesis nearly the same thing.
Yeah.
Except Mister X is more dangerous than Nemesis in the games because in Resi 3 remake, has a pea shooter. And he's very useless.
Yeah.
He's very easy to exploit. Like people can get him stuck and then just wander off. It's ridiculous. But also the game comes out May 7th, which isn't that far off. It was like February, March, April. Okay, like 3-4 months. It's not that far. But yeah, the demo is PS5 only, with the PC version coming in the spring, which is in the next month or so, or 2 months. Which is nice to see. I mean, they're still doing their Sony deal because Sony got the kitchen as well. That Resident Evil 7 VR thing that freaked people out. But I'll come back with my Resi Maiden thing next week. See what I thought of it.
Yeah.
I've only seen snippets. I actually want to experience it myself. Apparently, it's got ray tracing and stuff, and it looks so
It
good.
does look pretty good. For sure.
But we're keen. 7th of May. That was there typing away.
I'm trying to find some news, if there's anything that's popped up.
Well, you do that. I'll just keep going. Also, a game that's fucking taking forever to come out. Atomic Heart. That got a ray tracing trailer, which is pretty dope. Oh, that game! I've been waiting so long. It's like a futuristic Russian first-person RPG, cyberpunky looking thing before cyberpunk. So, looks pretty cool. The ray tracing trailer showed a bit of gameplay, like a minute or two, but it looks great. Just sucks they haven't got a release date, or a release window even. I've been following this game for 5 years. It feels like, and they keep releasing trailer after trailer after trailer, and it just release it. Not buggy though. We don't want another Cyberpunk, which got its patch today. Just a heads up, if you own Cyberpunk, patch 1.1 is now live, the January update, which fixes mostly just bugs. It improved the crashing on PlayStation, which is good.
I do
Not
like to hear
improve
that.
the crashing, but like fix the crashing.
Does it
Um,
does it improve the game much?
it
Not really.
tries. It's only a 17 gig patch. Like it's not
Yeah.
nothing major. It's just fixes like crashes, quests that don't load or start properly. Um, Delamain's calls that you would answer then instantly hang up,
Yep.
which I didn't get any of those. Like,
No, I had that. Well, that's what I had with River though. So I'm kind of curious if that's fixed
oh, yeah. So yours
River's.
was River.
Yeah.
You know, I just went through and fixed quests, some miscellaneous stuff, and then I was like PlayStation specific. I'm like, ah, fuck. That's like the crashes and system memory and stuff. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yay. Hope
Yep.
they haven't just majorly fucked it up on me.
Yeah, done even worse things and made it worse because sometimes they
I've
would
got
try to.
2 trophies, so I can put the game away. So I can
Yeah.
just put it on the shelf for good.
Yeah.
2 trophies. I got to do the whole fucking story again.
Yeah. Have you done that? Have you figured out that respec thing?
It's only your perks.
Okay. So how
Yeah,
how come you can't do that thing now? How come you can't do that?
I've hit max level.
So
I
what
can't level anymore.
so you can't?
I can't level.
Huh? So what do you mean?
I
Like,
need, you know how you've got your body, your armor one, your reflexes, intelligence, and your cool?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've got 20, 20, 17,
Yep.
but I need 16 intelligence to get that craft your own grenade thing quick hack.
The hack. Okay.
And I only got as far as 11 on the thing before I hit level 50.
Yep.
So I'm going to spec all into that first, learn that thing, get that trophy, and then just put on the easiest difficulty and just go through the story and get the last achievement trophy,
Yep.
and bam,
Yeah. See, all
platinum.
mine have just been like kind of spreading it out evenly, so they're all like at like the same amount of number on all of them.
As long as you do the, I'm not going to. How far are you through the story?
Oh, I'm still doing that map and tan to go to the chapel mission. I haven't progressed in the story. I've just been on all the side shit.
Well, do your grenade thing early if you can,
Yeah.
if you've already done it. And the
Yeah.
other one I won't say yet because technically not a, it is a spoiler, but it isn't. I don't know.
So the main one
You just
realistically
gotta,
is that grenade thing, is the hacking grenades.
oh, and the other missable one. Otherwise, you got to do the whole story again.
Well, actually, now I think about it, they actually had that early on, if I remember, when you did the tutorial. They teach you how to hack grenades, and then you
Yeah, but
can't, and then you
you
gotta
got to
go.
learn that though.
That's what I mean. Like they teach you up, like, oh, you can hack grenades, but then it's like to actually learn it, you gotta go through this whole process to actually unlock it and learn it.
I tried to get it through killing people who drop it, but my game, the people weren't there.
Oh god, what? Drop their grenades or something? Or
No, the person who drops the quick hack, like, it's just you kill the people over and over until it drops.
yep,
Because the people drop a legendary quick hack,
yep,
like every now and again, and I was just gonna keep rinse and repeat killing them until I
yep.
got it. But I fast traveled there. They were not in sight at all. I'm
Oh
like,
god,
ah, fuck. The other people were. I got like 10 quick hacks, but they weren't above blue. So
yep.
I'm like, I bought all the cars. I made 200 grand just killing people for like
Yep.
an hour,
Yeah.
trying to get that fucking quick hack, which you can't get. You can't even buy it.
God.
The only way you can get it is by making it or getting it from a drop from a person. Like, it's bullshit.
Oh god.
I hope they patch my people back in.
Maybe that's That's annoying when cheat
I'm
is
gonna,
attached to things like that.
I still got to start a new game anyway, so I don't really care. I just sucks I got to do it again because the story not long, but at least I don't have to do the side stuff. I can just do the main missions like straight up and bam.
Yeah.
Put it on easy and
It's
just
like
run through
20
it.
hours just for the main story, I think it was.
Mm.
Which isn't
Yeah,
too bad.
I'm gonna skip every dialogue scene. So spam that fucking circle button.
Imagine
I'm
if
just,
there was a different outcome if you skipped everything. I think there actually is. Actually, well, there is actually. That does affect actually the choice of the game. There's actually one of the choices if you skip certain dialogue, You can actually
Oh,
sub up and you don't get the certain choice.
that's a secret ending, I think.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you do the right dialogue.
I couldn't get that. I sat waiting for like 10 minutes. I'm like, this mission's never gonna pop
Yeah,
because there was a thing I had to do. I followed every step,
yeah,
but it didn't happen. I'm like, I must have did something wrong. I must have,
uh,
I must have been Johnny's friend.
yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say. Be
yeah,
his friend.
yeah,
Be his damn friend.
yeah,
Nah, nah. My Johnny was pretty cool. He fucking. I can't say anything there. He. We didn't argue as much as most people's.
yeah,
It was weird. Like my Johnny was friendly
yep,
with a few bad words,
yeah.
calling him a dick and shit, but or an idiot or a fucktard or.
Uh,
But it's been fun. I'm not doing a review thing for Cyberpunk because it's not officially out yet, like the full thing, because you can't review a buggy game like that.
oh my god.
Most people haven't played it for that reason. So, but enough of my voice. You can have Daz for the
No,
next
no,
hour.
have me for the next hour. Oh my god. No. So there's some news that I was going by that I wanted to ring back up on. Too. We've talked about some of this stuff in the past. Well, not specifically the situation they're under now, which is still a situation that happened last year, but it's more the repercussions now that's coming back up. So we in the past we've talked about Funhouse and stuff on the podcast and how everything changes. You know, everyone's
Yeah,
changing and how everyone's like been going from one thing to another thing, and you know, everyone makes different. People make level up and then companies fold and like we've been talking about the company for a while, like Rooster Teeth in general, them buying out someone and then you know what was their last one that we talked about that they had recently picked up and then that kind of like it shut down and then they come over to another like people had come over and joined the Rooster Teeth family and stuff. And
I said
was that
Inside Gaming's pretty much
yeah,
gone.
that's it. Inside Gaming, that was it. So
They're
that was
not
like
gone, but Brian's and someone else is the only ones who are running that now.
so like they're all like they're all working basically under Rooster Teeth, but going alongside a lot of those people that have like all been there that have
They
worked
were
and stuff.
already.
Yeah, they already were. Like it's a weird thing, like how everyone's working all these
They
different
just
projects.
changed team, like they just moved to different spots. If you
Hmm. So with
change
all that
directly.
going on, like the one thing we didn't, I'm surprised we didn't pick this up or come across it. I'm surprised I didn't see the news when it happened. But so basically, the whole thing that was going on with that, like how, like for one, like Adam Kovic, how he just went off the radar, was
Oh yeah,
he actually shut himself off the radar because some allegations came out that have been pushed upon that there was explicit nude photos of him had been leaked. There's apparently that he's been soliciting underage fans and stuff had been coming out, and he just turned
wasn't he married though? Wasn't
yeah.
he?
So he just turned all his socials and turned everything to private. So he's just disappeared off the face of the earth basically. All his socials are just no longer there. He's no longer in media.
But I wonder why I haven't seen him on Instagram for a while.
And that's why, because he's just turned everything off. And this all happened back in
Is it
October.
real though? Like,
Yep.
I don't reckon.
So Ryan,
Probably
and
not.
same thing. Other thing was Ryan Haywood. He actually came out and actually was saying that he was actually seeing counselling for it or some shit like that. But the recent thing that happened that
hell?
I found what recently picked up, which I was confused by, was I was on Twitter, and everyone was cheering that like because Blaine made a post the other day from Rooster Teeth, and I didn't get what he was getting at. This was a couple of weeks back. And I kind of, you had to kind of now when you look at this, you kind of had to read it between the lines or know the situation that was going on. So basically,
Yeah.
a lot of people had been tweeting these things, but you basically had to read between the lines because they weren't being straightforward about it.
They were going around the subject without mentioning it. Like,
Exactly. And now the biggest thing that popped up for me on Twitter the last couple of days was everyone was screaming victory, victory. Ryan's been taken down off Twitter because he was coming back to Twitter. He's like not Twitter, Twitch, should I say? His Twitch account got banned. Like everything got taken down off Twitch. A lot of his social medias have been taken down. I was like,
I
what's
don't know
going
who that
on?
even is.
Well, he was the achievement hunter guys. He was one of the achievement hunters. He did all the stuff with Rooster Teeth. He'd been in all the different stuff. So they're all part of that same tree of like under the same roof kind of thing. And
Oh, so they're there with Bruce and Lawrence and
although they're all under that same tree, basically, they all
yeah.
crisscrossed and appeared in each other's things. You know, they all appeared in Funhouse, or they appeared in Achievement Hunter, or they appeared in this thing over here. You know, they all come across
Yeah.
at some point. And now everyone all of a sudden has been standing up against this situation, going, "Yep, good, get rid of them, fucking scum and all this stuff." And it's just like, how does this stuff get by that they've just been like this under their nose for so long, and then now they're just like, like it all
Which
comes out. Like, why'd they call it earlier? Like, why weren't they on this earlier when it happened? Like, they just seem to be so, like,
it probably wasn't
like they were trying
like
to
you know
make,
what I mean. Like it probably wasn't a main focus.
yeah. But he's been banned on
Probably
everything now, so because his allegations came out and everyone's been speaking forwards about Ryan Hayward was soliciting underage females. He had slept with multiple women, like, or not even just women, like girls, that because they were under the age of like 18 and stuff like that. Because he's taking advantage of fans and stuff, and I'm like, this is just fucking
I'm
wrong.
so bright.
You are so bright. I was like, Jesus Christ, and all this stuff just started coming out, and I was like leaning from that, which then led to Adam Kovic. And I'm like, I'm just like learning about this now. This happened all back in October. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, how do we miss that story?
Adam Kovic didn't seem like that kind of person, did he? Like,
No, but like they didn't seem like that. But apparently his new, well, I don't know whether it was fully if he was part of the solicitation of underage girls or underage fans. But like apparently his nudes are up. I mean, it's gonna happen. People are gonna have
I
nudes
mean,
either
if he
way in
took his
general.
pages down, I reckon he's probably mostly innocent. That he doesn't want the backlash from fans.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, if in general, if you're looking at nudes in general, like people are gonna make sure they have nudes out there. Look at
we've probably seen underage, not even knowing it.
like it's fucked. Like, and that's the problem with the internet as well. But like,
Like that's
not
the thing. Like we can see a picture online, we don't know their age. Like they could be 15. Like for all we know, like it's fucking
you would know.
stupid that they're posting that. Like,
And that's the problem with people that just do it. But the problem is more or less not just them, but like Adam Kovic putting news up. Like, well, how do you know where those news came from? How do you know that he wasn't sending them to a partner or something, and then someone like hacked his
or
account?
someone hacked his phone. Like he's
What I mean, I
whatever
don't fully know the situation.
cloud
I'm
or
not trying to like cover up or trying to protect anyone here. But like, I have no idea what these situations are. But it's easy enough though for anyone to have nudes out in the world. Like, people are easily gonna have nudes. Someone can find the nudes. Like once it's on the internet, it's there forever,
fuck
kind
yeah.
of thing. Like, it's the fucking
Once you
internet.
send
Like,
once you press the send button, it's out there.
exactly.
Like
It's in the
it's
interwebs
in
forever.
space somewhere. It's not hard to track things on the net. Like there are people out there who spend all day just like
Just doing
trying to
something.
hack
Just trying to
people's
search and
files and
that's there.
just to
Same.
try and get leverage, like blackmail them. And well, that could be just a blackmailing thing, and it's like fucking all social media gone. Like,
But I can understand why maybe that's why everything started having hiccups and everything started going a bit weird, because once people start being fired because of certain situations, it changes the mold. Someone
yeah,
has to
but he
replace
left to do
position.
something else anyway, so he didn't
Well,
really
that's
get
exactly
fired.
it. So some people, well, apparently he was fired in the end. So
But
they said he left,
okay,
but
I thought he
apparently
just
he
left.
fired. No, so that sometimes that could be cover up. They'll say, oh, that's just fine. Sometimes that happens. They go, oh, we'll just play it off that you didn't be fired, but then you find out it is, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, plenty of people get fired though.
Like, it's crazy all this
I
shit.
don't
So
know. We
just
don't
like,
know any of that real story. Like,
I
until he
just
says
know,
something.
but it's the fact that everyone's just been going on about on Twitter, and they got Ryan's Twitch account banned. I was like, holy shit! I was just shocked that I never heard of it until now, being that the community is kind of big, and I was like, okay,
I guess they didn't really warrant any access to it. Like they just swept it under the
yeah,
rug and thought it'll go away. I guess.
yeah, and like
I
I
mean,
said,
it
like
kind
I
of
say, a
did
lot of
because
people.
I had no idea either.
No,
Like,
that's exactly it. And it's quite big because it's been booming now through pop culture. Like that's all that comes up, a lot of it in my feed, and it's just crazy. People were even making
I'll get around to that though. What the fuck?
someone made a quote. I don't know if it's legit. I don't think it's legit because it seems a bit much for putting in the limelight. But someone made a meme goes, even Biden in his speech condemned Ryan. I was like, what the fuck? As if Biden will go out of his way to be like, fuck Ryan Hayward. Like, but someone made a meme about that. I'm like, there's a fucking Christ. Like, there's even memes like condemning people. Like, fuck.
It's hard to, in this day and age, it's hard to believe anything you read online.
Yeah.
Like,
It's all like satire almost. Like it feels like.
unless it's like straight from like us, like we say it. Like if someone types something, that could have been photoshopped. It could have been just a whole different conversation with someone else. Like it could have been anything.
We do not condone any kind of unsolicited violence. Like that's just fucking fucked up.
Hell no.
So yeah, I don't know what your normal links are for that, but there's typical things, if there's any certain situations, make sure you seek appropriate help.
They might be able to put a number down here somewhere. Or up there.
I mean, I've been
Why
saying
did
I'll
I
put
put
something.
my hand over?
I'm not even gonna bother. Yeah, the amount of times I said I'm gonna put something in here and I don't end up doing it. I can't be fluffed. I need to get a
Well, you
proper
put the fire down there.
Yeah, that was the only thing I kind of really did. I was like,
It was only for like a second, but it was
it
there.
was the most worst fire that I've ever seen.
It was like so down. It was so low. It was still people might have liked it.
Oh my god.
Dale kept his word.
But yes, I did. I fully kept my word. I'm not even gonna bother with anything else. But no, so that's what I was like shocked about. That was more of like a shock factor for me. I was like, holy shit, this is
Well, that's
going
the
on.
first I've heard of it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I was like, oh my god, we've been talking about all that kind of like I said. That's why it kind of
Because
bounced back to
I'm always watching Rooster Teeth, like all their things. It's a daily thing that
yeah,
I
and that's
do.
why I was like surprised that all this stuff must have been going on for a while. The fact it was because apparently allegations went back
And
like way
people
back.
left, I guess.
Possibly, yeah.
They're probably like, "That's toxic. I'm out."
Exactly. So
Like, I'm not gonna go into much, but like Lawrence, he's doing his own thing now. Like,
some people left, yeah, and think about the people they worked with and everything like that. So
I mean, because he was working with Adam and Bruce and that, and
yeah,
everyone disappeared.
yeah.
It's just Lawrence.
Yep, pretty much. They all just set their ways, and that was kind of fun watching them because I loved watching Demo Disc. Demo
I
Disc
mean,
was
they're
the best
still
seconds.
doing their games. Like, they're still like all three in a room, like doing their drunk things and drunk games, and which is always fun to
Exactly.
watch. Like,
But, what was so what? I mean, the only other news I got here, the only small tidbit of news that's been bouncing around is the Google thing as well at the moment. For a
yeah, that's just probably just
typical at the moment.
Google
where-
won't go away.
No, it's just Australian government's trying to like make Google pay for things, and Google's like, why do we have to
Yeah.
pay to like have things here? It's like if you're gonna make us pay, we'll just take our service elsewhere. And I don't really
Yeah,
want to be
it's
using
like
Bing.
Google not in Australia. What the hell would we use then?
Well,
Like,
we got Bing, and Bing is so bad. Like that's actually the I think it's the
yeah.
Australian one. Bing is, but
Bing. I mean, it does the same job, but I prefer
So
Google
good.
because it's right center as search. Bing's like you got to go through so many different fucking
oh,
things.
so broken.
If they make Bing like Google, I'll be happy.
They didn't improve it, but no, there isn't much. So what was your news? The stuff you had?
Don't forget, Microsoft made a big blunder yesterday,
Yeah, that was pretty.
the last 24 hours of
I-
doubling the price of gold, and then fans backlashed, and now they've reversed the decision. It's like,
Well, the thing was with the thing was as well is like they had their prices still set for like things, but then they didn't have the 12-month subscription. I think it was like
they only had 1, 3, and 12, 6.
yeah, and I was like, what?
Which kind of it only hurt new subscribers who didn't already have a existing
Membership? Like, what are they doing? That sounds so broken. Like the whole concept of that is just like that makes no sense at all.
like doubling, like full on double just to play games online and get your shitty
Yeah,
4 games a month, like
yeah.
120, 155.
It's like were they
a
starting to
year.
realize that they were losing money on Game Pass? Is that what they were getting at? They were like, oh, maybe we're losing money on Game Pass.
You know what it is, right? They
Huh.
bought Bethesda and they're like, we just spent like $700 bazillion.
Well, they finally made like they're doing the PlayStation, like what PlayStation do where like free to play games or Nintendo do it as well. Free to play games are actually free to play. You don't need a subscription.
Now, after 7 years,
Like
like of Xbox One, where
yeah.
you had to get gold to play free to play,
Oh,
and even party chat, like you shouldn't
Yeah.
have to party chat with gold. Like
just party chat, like just have people.
if you're in a
chat.
free to play game, you got to have gold to chat. Like I think PlayStation are the same though.
No,
I think you need Plus to chat, do you?
no,
or
well, not
not.
my account, but Plus does share across multiple accounts, so
Yeah, so does Xbox, doesn't it?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, if you set up properly.
But I think that move was to make people go to Ultimate because it's $15 a month, which is
Yeah.
less than doing the full gold for a year, 155 here.
Try to scare people, going, "Oh, this seems too expensive. I'll go for the more cheaper option," which is just all.
Or
bait.
they'll cash the suckers out
But
who like to
but wasn't the thing they were doing when they, from what I remember with this new gen consoles they were doing, what the idea was they were actually scrapping gold, and it was only going to be Game Pass, like the Ultimate.
That's what they thought, but they didn't do it.
No, they haven't even done that yet. It's like, what's going on with
They
that?
would have doubled the fucking price for next gen. Like
So-
that's it, Stay like Sony's. We can get it here in Australia for what lowest $50 for a year. That's fucking
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah,
Like $49.95 or $59 or something like $60. That's cheap. The highest is $79 or $80. Like fuck all.
Yeah.
Xbox would have been 155. Like,
Well, I think their pricing was because it was kind of like more like how we pay already for it, but it was like
but
US price.
why did that tweet or whatever go out in the first place?
I don't know that,
Who gave the green light to post it?
but like,
Like,
but who thought it was a good idea? We're gonna up the price. Like, who thinks it's a good idea to like up the price? Like, oh, this is gonna
I
be a
mean,
great move. We're gonna up the price.
I get if it was
You're gonna
10 or
get
20
backlash.
bucks, but 60.
Like, you're gonna get backlash. People are gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing? What? This is stupid." Like, they're not expecting.
Oh,
They think that they think people are gonna be like, "Yes, we'll happily pay double the price or triple the price we've been paying before for our subscription.
just to
We'll
play
happily
games
just throw the
online.
money at you." Like, do they think that was gonna be like accepted?
If they had quality games like PlayStation Plus, like I got Maneater, like the PS5 Maneater, that was a free game
Hmm.
through Plus. Xbox games, 2 or 360 games that are not good,
Yeah.
like they're puzzle games or they're the third party
Well, I
rip-off.
was gonna say going a throwback to a thing. When I was looking, I think it was I can't remember when I was looking for the stuff from last week's episode or after that. But like they had the whole plug of like, look at all the Xbox exclusive games, and then you look at them all, and they were all indie games. They were all just indie games.
Yeah,
Like, but it's like them.
that's
You
what,
might as well be just giving it 360 games in at that cost. Like that's the same
like
thing. Like,
this. This isn't a dig at Microsoft, but I keep seeing Xbox has games. The
yeah,
games that aren't released, and they're not even thinking about releasing this year.
yeah. Just all these
like,
plugs that people are going like, oh my look, yeah, Xbox has exclusive games. You look, it's like that's an indie game. That's an indie game. I'm not gonna play that indie game. It's like,
like they've got the only ones that I want to play. Probably that Senua's, Halo, Fable, which is probably like 6 years away.
yeah,
And that's pretty much it.
like it's it's just
Like,
ridiculous.
and that Avowed, that Obsidian one,
Yeah,
which that could be like 4 to 5 years away because that's only just started development, like, or something, the last couple of years. Like, Microsoft have indies, which PlayStation has better indies.
indie
I'm not
exclusives.
gonna, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
It's so stupid. It's just I just love that the biggest
Sony
thing
are
they pulled out, the biggest exclusives they pulled out for their list is indie games. Well, PlayStation actually has actual AAA exclusive titles.
they have AAA indies. Really, like that's insane. Like, I've played a few of the like that. I can't remember the name of it. I can't remember the name, but I went into it like, just an indie. I played it. I'm like, that was so good. It's just they should just scrap the paying for online. Just pay you a few dollars for the games you get a month. You should be able to keep them because you're paying for them. Like you're paying to get them in the first place.
Well, game with gold games you get to keep, so that's right.
No, you still got to have gold to. No, the
No,
Xbox One games you have to pay still, but the 360 games you have.
so I've managed to play some of those game with gold games offline without
Yeah,
internet.
offline, but like once your gold runs out,
No, I've actually played some of them with actually having a subscription.
Were they the proper Xbox One or the?
No, yeah, proper Xbox One games.
How the fuck did you do that?
Because there was a time where I was out of internet for 6 months and I had them installed on my Xbox still and I could play them.
Oh, so you cheated the system by not connecting to the.
It allowed me. Some of them were going like there were a couple that I tried launching. Goes, you cannot launch this. You need a subscription.
Yeah.
But most of them
I
were
guess
like
they
I could
were
actually
probably
play.
free to play.
So I was like, okay.
Kind of.
It required some
Because I
kind of
know
connection.
mostly with Gold and Plus, you've got to have this subscription to. Like games, you've paid probably
Well, it's not just that. They need
5 times the price to, like back from years ago. You're still paying for them, really. Like it's.
Well, the fact is, as I say, there's some games that basically require you to bounce off the internet. It needs an internet connection to like register, not just
Yeah.
to the game, but like to the servers that it's run by, and it won't allow you to
Yeah.
play it without it connecting to the game server. It's just like why, and then the games
Yeah.
get broken because the business is finished with that game, and then they shut the servers off, and then you can't play the game. It's like why? This game was a single player game. Why can't I not play it single player? Why does it need to connect to their servers? Like. Why do they need to watch me play this? Like, why do they need stats? Watch me play this
I
stuff.
guess
Like,
because people have died off it, and they've realised the servers are slowing down, and they're just like, just cut it, bam, gone. Like Uncharted multiplayer, 1 to 3, that got shut off on PS3 last year.
Hmm.
Like that survived a whole generation.
Oh yeah, it's
And The
crazy.
Last of Us multiplayer as well. Like that got cut off, I think, for PS3 last year or this year. Getting done this year, I think,
Yep.
because they got the remastered one. Plus,
Yeah.
I heard Last of Us 2 remastered DLC remastered patch is coming soon, I think, for PS5, which
Hmm.
is pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
A long way down the track. Been ages. Like God of War hasn't got one either. That's coming, I think.
Hmm.
But Santa Monica's teased a new project other than God of War, I think.
Oh,
I've seen. I was like, ooh, Santa Monica making more than God of War?
interesting.
Is a third person fighting? I hope it is because they're good at that stuff.
Yep.
Like the combat in God of War was so good.
So good.
So punchy. Like I felt like every axe hit, every punch from Kratos. Like he went into rage mode and beat his chest and then just wail on him and
Oh god.
like my headset was like brrr
Yep.
when he was beating his chest and shit. Like
Uh,
Jesus, taking down the big fucking trolls and some gods.
uh,
Um, but it was, the juicy news I got, Daz. You're gonna be sad, but don't panic.
Juicy news.
Remember how you like the Tony Hawk remake so much?
Oh yep.
This news is not good, but Vicarious Visions has merged with Blizzard. But you didn't know that.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but if you want a Tony Hawk 3 and 4 remake or nothing, yeah, look,
They're cutting them off now, are they?
they got to work on Blizzard stuff.
Because I'll say Vicarious, the stuff that Vicarious have been working on have been technically Activision games,
Yeah,
and
but
Activision
they're
are part of
now,
Blizzard.
yeah, but now Vicarious Visions are Blizzard,
Yeah, they've actually straight up become subdivision to them. So
which now they've got to work on like they do WoW, like they got to work on
yeah,
stuff like that, Overwatch, like they got to know more
well,
remakes.
Call of Duty.
No,
And
Blizzard don't do
yeah,
they? No,
Activision.
no, that's Beanox.
No, it's still
No,
Activision
but
though.
no, but they're with Blizzard themselves,
Yeah. Well,
so they're going to do Blizzard things like
Is
WoW and
Blizzard is because Blizzard's changed as well because it's not just Blizzard anymore because Blizzard and Activision, like I said, Blizzard and Activision are the one
mm,
company now.
yeah, but it just sucks that Vicarious Visions can't do their own thing now. Like they did the Passion Project Crash. They did the Tony Hawk and did that so well, and now they can't really do that because they got to do what Blizzard, like the Blizzard people tell them to do. Like you got to work on this, you got to do this.
It's
Like
Activision Blizzard, was it? It's the
no more passion projects from Vicarious Visions,
Activision Blizzard Incorporated took another step.
which they just inherited 200 more employees from Vicarious Visions. So
Well, the problem is, it's more or less that
people are
here you
pissed
go.
about it.
The studio Vicarious Visions had been a subsidiary of Activision since 2005 and worked on franchises like Skylanders, Crash Bandicoot, Tony Hawk, and it will now focus entirely on Blizzard franchises, including
See,
Diablo. Instead of making its own games, former Vicarious Visions studio head will take a seat on Blizzard's leadership team reporting. So that means Skylanders is most probably scrapped altogether now.
so's the Tony Hawk, so's more Crash, so's fucking
Blizzard
pretty
will
much
macro
everything
gameplay.
they wanted to do. They're now going to work on Diablo, WoW, Overwatch,
Hmm.
which we've just lost a good developer group. Really, like Sony should have bought them.
Well,
Fuck,
they wouldn't have because it's always been
fuck
part of
Blizzard.
Activision. It's Activision. Activision technically owned Blizzard.
Yeah, but like, I would like to see them go to Sony or Microsoft than Activision or Blizzard. Like,
That's the thing though. It's because they're part of that. They were already a company that was under the roof. It's just like
yeah, but
here's Activision Blizzard, and they already owned Vicarious Visions. It's just they've just gone.
yeah, but this is a
Why
bad move.
just have them as their own thing? Let's just pull them in. Let's just like suck them in, and they're just the one big house.
Yeah, they made good things with Blizzard. They're gonna just
Mm.
work on the same shit, rinse and repeat.
So I feel like what the thing might be is they're gone. So we've it's like think about it, it's like Activision's over here doing the stuff and Blizzard over here going, okay, we're making games. It's like, fuck, what are we doing? And Vicarious like, oh, look at all this stuff we know and all these things we can do. It's like, fuck, we don't know what we're doing, but these guys do. Let's just grab their team and get them
Yeah,
to
it's
do all
not.
the stuff for us because we have
It's
no
not
fucking
good.
clue what we're doing. And that's basically what they've done. They've gone, fuck, we don't know what we're doing. We're gonna pull you guys in to do all this work for us because you guys know how to make games. We clearly don't anymore. And yeah,
That's the thing. Like we've just lost an independent, like, oh, still owned by Activision, but they were independent. They can make whatever Activision, like they got to submit it to them. But they did the crash and stuff. Like they can't do that now. They can't do their own game. Like they got to
yeah.
go through the.
Well, they're not in that. They're not that company. That company's fully gone.
It's just so sucky. Like only reason I know of it because I watched a video like a couple of hours ago, and the dude who made it was pissed. Like
Yeah.
everyone's pissed because everyone
Um.
liked the Crash and Tony Hawk remakes. Like they were good. I mean, the Tony Hawk one could have been a bit better, the graphics wise. I still think it feels a bit PS3, 360, but it still plays. It still plays good. It still plays the arcadey.
Oh, she got promotion. Damn. So yeah, she
What's
actually
that?
stepped up. So as part of the move, Vicarious Vision Studio head, I was reading it before, but it's a bit more clearer. Jen O'Neill has been promoted to Blizzard's executive vice president of development,
Yeah,
where she joins the company's leadership team and will reportedly be directing Blizzard president. See, so she's vice president, but she's basically taking the reins. So like I said, basically Blizzard and Activision have no clue what they're doing with making games. They pulled Vicarious in, going, "You need to save us."
hence why 004's not out. Like that.
And
That should have been out already.
apparently that's the thing. I think that's why they're pulling him in because apparently they've actually been working on projects with Blizzard for a while now. They've been working on stuff on the side with
Yeah,
Blizzard,
but
and they haven't said
they
what it
could have
was.
they could have helped them, but they have to take every fucking person. They have to like merge them. Like it's
It happens. Yeah.
like they've just lost money because if they made another Crash, that would have sold like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Another Tony Hawk, like if they did 3 and 4 remake, like and did what they did to 1 and 2, can you imagine the potential there? Or they even remade Underground, like oh. But now
It's just.
everything's like just not going to happen.
Oh,
It's,
they actually still could down the track most probably, but
yeah, but Blizzard won't do that. They got to stick to their Diablo, WoW, Overwatch. They've got their own games to do. Like
well, no, like I
which
said, it's again, it's
they'll
not
be
because like,
working on.
well, that's again, that's the same misconception you're going under. Is it's not just Blizzard, it's Activision Blizzard. That's the company. Blizzard doesn't exist anymore. It's Activision Blizzard.
No, but they're working on pretty much Diablo, WoW, and Overwatch.
Mm.
That's what they're paid to do now. Like
Well,
there's no Tony Hawk's, Crash.
they could still do those projects at some later date, but it's more the
Yeah,
fact
but
that they
not
need
anytime
them.
soon.
No, they want them to work on new titles by the looks of
To
it.
say
There's new
that
projects
they fucked up. They fucked up.
because they didn't know what they're doing, and they pulled him in. They pulled in a company that knows how to do something, but it's so
That won't save them. That won't save them. Like, no offense to Blizzard, they suck now. Overwatch saved them for a
Activision.
bit. Hey,
Activision.
we know Activision shit.
That's the main conglomerate. They bought out everyone.
Yeah, but Blizzard is still a thing.
Hey,
They still got their name on everything.
Activision Blizzard. Yeah.
So what they've done is took a good developer away, merged it with a shit one to make a shit shiny.
Basically the head title is Activision merges Blizzard and Vicarious Visions.
Yeah. It's just a stupid move. I hope it backfires on them. Not gonna lie there.
So yeah.
Diablo 4 should have already been out. Same as been waiting how long? Like their WoW failed. Like
I think that's what they're working on. I think that's why they pulled him in so they can try and get Diablo done.
I hope they get a lot of people just walk out to different
Diablo.
groups now. It's just Blizzard just went way downhill in the last 5 or 10 years. So bad. So bad.
Ah, here we go. Here's the other thing that's popped up that's recent. I don't know if you saw this one, but Diablo 2 remake is being made by the team that they just pulled in.
Well, at least Blizzard have a good game for once.
So Vicarious Visions reportedly brought into
Oh
Blizzard to
wait,
work on Diablo 2 remake.
it's not by them. It's by the Vicarious Visions team. Oh, what a
But
shocker!
then because that's the thing, see if they had Diablo 2 release under Vicarious Visions, it would have been weird. So they've gone, well, let's just suck you in, and then we can have it still come out Blizzard. So stupid.
It's a thing where they're trying to save Blizzard, but they really, if
But
the,
like,
if the remake
why Diablo 2
fails,
remake? Why do we need Diablo 2 remake? Why don't you just bring out Diablo 4? Like,
if Diablo 2 remake fails, I think Blizzard's going under. Well, that whole thing is just.
yeah.
I mean, they got Overwatch 2, but Overwatch 1 took off because that was a new thing. Like the Overwatch, because that was new. But there's plenty of games like that now.
Oh, here's a when was this posted? Article was
So
posted.
Overwatch 2.
This article was
I'll
posted
probably
48
scroll
minutes
up.
ago. I got this article here. What is it? A Diablo 2 remake is reported to be in development at Blizzard from the makers of the last year's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. According to sources familiar with the plans for the RPG game, Vicarious Visions has been working on the remake since sometime last year.
So it's still like 3 years away.
And because of COVID as well, that would have like took a big chunk out of it.
Oh, yeah. It's just. Why they barrel them in to make a remake? Like,
So
if
Vicarious
they
Visions
could've
has been
just-
tied to Diablo 2 remake, which Bloomberg believes is currently titled Diablo 2 Resurrection. In rumors from last year, given the studio's
the
track
third one
record.
was called Resurrection of Evil or something. Like, fuck. You would have thought you brought in Vicarious Visions, they would have helped on Diablo 4, not a remake.
And then the other thing is here. The other thing that happened with the article is they haven't talked about is this one person brings up goes the team one, Blizzard's classic team has quietly dismantled last fall. That they liquidized one of their teams.
Good.
And then
Fucking need it.
they got rid of it, and then they brought VV in.
I hope the people who got fired actually found new jobs, but
Yeah, but
Blizzard need to just hang up the boots while they've still got a bit of credit.
So it's interesting that that's the
I mean, Shadowlands, people are playing it, but then that's going to die again, just like the rest of it. Like the hardcore fans will be playing it, no one else.
Yep.
Like once they've done everything in it.
So it's crazy to think that that's going on. But I guess
But
at the same time,
I was like, that's big though. Like
I think,
VV merging with Blizzard.
and that's the
like,
problem thing too. I was gonna say the other problem is the whole COVID thing. A lot of those companies will start suffering because of COVID. They can't work in studios. They had hiccups. Like, so who knows what the full deeper story is? Like, we have no idea what the full deeper story is.
I hope it works out for them.
What the idea? Yeah.
But
So.
if they're going to keep doing remakes, they should just go somewhere else. Like, there's no doubt they've got their own ideas for games, but they did the Crash remake, this Tony Hawk remake. They might have wanted to do the 3 and 4 after the 1 and 2, or Underground 1. Like,
I mean, there's nothing saying they can't still do that. So who knows?
yeah, but they have to have Blizzard.
It would look interesting.
Yes.
You look at the case and it's like it's like Tony Hawk's Underground 1 and 2 remastered and it's like Blizzard on the cover. It would look pretty interesting. That'd be kind of funny.
That's fucked up.
They'll mostly freaking consolidate the team, pull it apart, and then they'll have like a new subdivision of them doing stuff.
I think it's just they want to get money from Vicarious Visions into there. I guess like
they just want to get their reputation in the team. They just want the team because that team works better and they know what they're doing.
You'll know what's been made by who though, because the better project will be.
You'll definitely see that. Yeah, you'll definitely see it.
But I'm not happy by it. A lot of people
it's a shitty. No, definitely, it's a shitty situation. Man.
Like, I feel sorry for the developers. Like, they probably had no idea they're going to get merged, like fully sucked into Blizzard. Like,
yeah, Well, they especially since they actually knew that they were working on the project for a while, but then the fact they've
Hmm.
actually been now
Or only a year. Like
pulled into
probably
the actual team altogether. They're no longer just like the side company. They are the house
they've,
company now.
they've got to follow strict things from not their own head, but them as well. Like
But
whoever
it could be just a short while too. We have no idea how long this works for because it could be just a contract for so
all
long
them
that
merged. I mean, they're still staying in their place they're in now. Like they said, they're still being separate, but they're in one. They're not even working in the same studio.
like it's
I don't.
it gets
They just
weird.
pretty much just said they're in there, but they're not. But they are. Like
It's it gets weird.
working on a remake of a game that no one plays.
Like yeah, I'd like to see Vicarious make their like fresh, brand new game. Like imagine what could
That's what I
Vicarious
mean.
could
Like,
like
give
make.
us a new Tony Hawk, like the 5 we should have had.
Yeah, like
They could have done that like 1 and 2.
but in
Like,
general, though, I'd like to see what Vicarious could actually make, and not just like remake games, like not just taking code that exists. And I would like to actually see what Vicarious could actually make themselves.
oh no, you think what I'm thinking?
What?
Overwatch remake.
Well, there's already Overwatch 2 coming.
Yeah, but that's made just by Blizzard, I think, 'cause that's out this year or next
Yeah,
year.
there'd be no point to doing an Overwatch remake. It's just
Maybe if they get Vicarious Visions doing it.
maybe that's why I remember like having troubles with trying to figure out how to do the sequel.
No,
And,
but
and then
two's
this,
nearly
hey,
two's nearly it's out this year, I think.
something like that. And then we find out it's just a remake of the first.
You can't make it different. Like you've got to have the same characters.
Well, there's a whole new
at
line of
least.
characters.
You got to have the main characters that everyone likes.
They've
Like,
scrapped everyone basically, I think, and they've got a whole new list of characters.
it's not going to do as good because it's done by other
I mean,
people. Like
it's Overwatch though. It's Overwatch.
back in the day, it was the first of its thing, and then Bloodborne came.
It's more the
Bloodborne,
fact that they just shoved too many characters down Overwatch's throat. That's what got me.
I mean, Lawbreakers, that was the same thing, but that failed. But that was a good game. I played that,
Yeah.
and people didn't like it, and it just went. Um, which I didn't see a problem with Lawbreakers. I found
Yeah.
that more fun than Overwatch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Blizzard need to change. They need to make something new other than a shooter or a dungeon crawler. Like, make an RPG. Like, make a first-person RPG, like a God of War, like an Uncharted. Like, make something different. Get new ideas.
There's not many new ideas.
There is. Just don't make a Diablo game or a WoW or a. You can make another Overwatch, I guess, because it's just a shooter. But like, get out of the MMO space. Get into a Tetris game or something. Jesus.
There's plenty of Tetris games out there.
Yeah, you and your fucking Tetris effect. You said you was having all the beats go off in there.
Jamming, that was so good.
I couldn't hear it though. Like, I was watching the stream. I'm like, wasn't my thing.
Oh, it's so good once you get the music
I
going.
tried watching Tetris Effect. It's just Tetris.
You gotta play it. Get the vibe going.
It's just Tetris. I can't play Tetris. I hate it. It's about as Space Invaders.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind a new Space Invaders, like a modern day one. That'd be dope. There you go, Blizzard. Space Invaders.
They wouldn't do it.
Exactly, because it'll be successful
What
if
would-
they did it right.
How would
Imagine Tetris Effect and Space Invaders.
music to
Like having the music go with, oh, that'd be dope.
that'd be
Put like a
cool.
metal soundtrack though, because the bullets shoot pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I'm just rambling.
No, I think that's it.
I'm pissed by that. I took a good developer.
But no, that's it. I think we're getting close to the end of the episode anyway. I think we get close to wrapping up.
I could do this for another four
I know.
hours.
We've already gone for an hour and 20 minutes alone. But I wanna thank the listeners as always.
Yes.
Like the podcast on audio podcast, like just the audio alone, we've gotten a stack of listeners as always. It's growing there, and the fact that people are coming by and watching us on YouTube as well. So if you're listening on Spotify or any other podcast listening device, you know, we have YouTube, so you can find us there on YouTube at Beardy Bros Podcast. And if you're watching us on YouTube, and you found us on YouTube, and you don't know of the Spotify or any other thing, if you go to any of those Spotify podcast listening devices, you can listen to us there.
Well, you know, I'm trying to hold it. Um,
You can just crisscross over. So if you want to come see what's going on, you can come and watch it there. Or if you want to just listen to it and not see us because you don't like looking at us, then you can just listen
and you
to
can
us.
listen to us on YouTube and
Yeah.
not watch.
So it depends on what you want to do.
Convenient to your earballs or eyeballs, I don't know.
Yeah. So one's for your ear holes and one's for your eye holes. So.
Exactly.
And
So good.
as always, we have our.
I mean, we'll be here for the next 30 years, I think, minimum.
Who knows?
Next
Who knows? Yeah.
Next 28 seasons.
28 seasons. Go on forever until whatever. Yeah, until people get done with it.
Have Jack and someone else
Take over. Yeah, they can take on with the Beardy Bros.
Could be a thing.
Could be a thing.
Or could be like Watch Dogs and shit where we can put our mind in things and communicate through PCs.
Yes.
We can live forever in Beardy Bros. Have our conscious like on a in the cloud somewhere, like
ooh. Yeah. Oh, that'd be crazy.
Because then we got the news on tap there
on the grid. Can we just be like upload an episode every day that way if we were on the grid like that?
That's a radio station, 24 hours.
Just a Beardy Bros podcast every day, all day. You could just come through and just listen to us whenever you felt like it. Oh,
right?
That'd be insane.
I mean, we could probably do that because we do be on technology a fair bit.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we might do one probably in a few months. Do a gaming one, so you get like a really, I don't know, it's not concentrated. Like we have some weird new stuff on there.
We have some crazy. Like, well, I mean, like if they want to get an experience, like I was gonna say, if they want to get an idea of what,
not just like this.
If they want to get like a hint of like kind of a gaming podcast, there is one that does exist. But I mean, I wouldn't fully recommend seeing it. Sorry, Eddie. It's not really looking; it's just listening. But it got pretty wild. Yeah. I mean, that episode did get pretty wild. We only did the one. It's very questionable for most people.
Wait, is that
that Warzone one we did? The Call of Duty podcast, the War podcast, Warcast.
That was a pick on anything.
Eddie went wild in that episode. He was like off the chains. He was great. He was having a blast. We were gotten confused what the conversation he was having.
Yeah. The fucking burley.
The burley. I'm in the burley. It's the gulag. It's the burley.
The fucking burley. But
no.
Yeah, we'll be back the same time. Oh, you'll see us the same time next week.
Yeah, exactly. We're always keen.
We're a bit lame this week,
I think during the week though, I think we might start doing some more extra content. I feel like I want to, like, because I had the thing where I was like, it's midweek. I'm like, I want to do the podcast. So I feel like we should.
You've already got what I get.
Yeah, so I feel like we should do like maybe some midweek content that we can put up on YouTube. So maybe mix it up, have like another video in there, not just podcast stuff up on YouTube. Maybe start doing.
I'm aiming for things probably 3 times a week.
So I'm thinking maybe some game show stuff.
Tuesday, Thursday, then the weekends podcast. Like
that's exactly it. I want to do some kind of game show stuff. I want to do like little challenges. I feel like I want to do like maybe we could sit here. We could like tell each other like certain things to try and draw, and we're gonna try and draw it and just be like, look at this. And it's just like it can look at the most goofiest, like retarded.
Yeah, but you can't see my drawings.
No, you can't. You just get a giant black marker, or have to be black paper and draw in white.
Yep.
The black will turn into white. The white paper, because you'll just hold a black piece of paper up and it goes white because it's that bright.
Right.
But no, like I don't know what we could do, like some kind of quizzes or something. Like I want to do something kind of just different videos mixed up.
Plenty of ideas. Like we're still discussing it like off
air, yeah. So there's a lot of things I want to do.
Ideas.
Do some kind of challenges with each other. So just have extra content up there on the YouTube.
Probably. I mean, I have been saying get reviews for a while, but we've still got to get a proper format to do them, like a proper video format for the reviews, so we can't do it this way.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe somehow
It'd be weird, but I mean, I feel like that most would be more independent because it'd be personal, like each
It'll be
person.
like whoever pays what can do to
Yeah.
take it. Yeah, like,
Review, or
I
if it's
won't
a
discuss
review
it
of a
on
movie,
potty
or if it's like we could review an album. It's like, oh, this latest album came out, and just sit there. Well, this latest album of Metallica was a very juiciful field of the beats. I felt like I could hear the music flowing through my veins. Something silly. like how would you?
Hey,
Yeah, visually it was exquisite. Even though it's just listening, I could visualize everything that was going on. Like, I don't
I wouldn't
know.
mind doing album reviews because I do listen to a lot of music.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, that's stuff that we could have. So we could do anything. We could do any kind of
I do
reviews.
that live too. Like put the album on and they can listen as well, and you just critique it as it's playing.
We critique certain parts. You could bring up your favorite part. Critique. Yeah, critique your favorite part of the song or something. But I don't know. There's a lot of stuff we can do. Depends on what people are willing to
We're
see.
trying to expand, like trying to get something different, but other people have done. Really,
Yeah.
this is already different than what most people have got. Like
I mean,
we're everything.
might even try and figure out ways of doing skits, even though we're like distanced. We might be able to figure out some skits.
Fun to do.
Try and figure out some skits. We could try and figure out something. I don't know. There's plenty of things.
Yeah. We could act out the whole 12 hours Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Extended.
12-hour potty.
Did he read the Lord of the Rings book?
Yeah, we just like we get the script and just like do parts, like pick certain characters.
It's like we just read out the audiobook.
Oh,
It's the Beardy Bros audiobook.
that could be a thing.
And we could be
One
doing
day. I can see that.
Yeah, audiobook. Start off with something small.
Beardy books.
Beardy books. Oh my
The
god.
bro books.
Oh, too many ideas.
Video books.
Video books. Video games.
Video game. Oh, video game reviews.
Video game industries.
Video Inc.
Video Inc.
Because you got audio and video. Video Inc. Like, damn. No one's got that name.
Boozic. Beardsick. Beardick.
Not for kids. Sorry, children.
Oh gosh.
If you listen, or Jack listens,
God.
wouldn't want to put that in there.
Oh, but no.
But I could ramble on for fucking days.
We can. Like, this goes through by so quickly. Sometimes you forget how long we have the podcast for. I'm like, oh yeah, we could keep going. I looked at the last like before. I'm like, okay, actually no, it's nearly an hour. We only usually go for like an hour and a half at most. I'm like, oh, maybe we should start like getting everything through and wrapping up. Like, even though when we have nothing to talk about, we can talk about everything. Like,
Yeah, I only had the few things, but
look how long this episode's gone for. We've done this multiple times before. We say we're gonna have a short episode. We've got nothing, and then we talk the whole.
So next time I'm just not going to say anything. It's just going to happen.
It's just gonna happen. We should just wing an episode.
Not
But I
saying
mean,
anything.
I kind of just want to do an episode where we have no, like, I mean, we've done it before. We've just have episodes with no news, but like, we don't have to have news.
I mean, we can have the very like the vicarious thing, like have
Yeah.
big, not like the Fortnite thing or something, like because everyone knows about that.
Yeah. So it's
'Cause
one of those things.
Everyone's got to know for Fortnite apparently. I had no idea Predator was there till Dale said.
Yeah, calling it out on things, getting it right. What was the other thing we called out on? Oh, well, remember I was gonna say we kind of worked out the date as well for when the patch was gonna come out.
23rd.
Yep.
Oh, you called 23rd.
Yeah, I already figured it out like when I was doing it, and worked out because of how other updates had come out. So I kind of figured then I was like, okay,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be around this time.
Schedule like it's every month, but like
So I already know. So that means if this is the case, that they've been bringing out every Friday. So we
23rd.
know February will be the next update. It'll have to be, and then I'm imagining the DLC
Oh, yeah,
will be
20.
like end of the month.
it'll be 23rd of like June or July or something.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, I'm not in DLC soon because I finished everything and I need more.
well, I'm wondering if the DLCs may even expand the max level cap. I wonder if they'll expand.
I hope not, because I don't want to go start a new game and then there's a fucking level increase and I could have just continued on.
Yeah. Just don't override your save file.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna have the two separate, but I'm keeping my main one for the story DLC and everything because
Yeah.
my character has a pistol, does over 1,000 damage.
Yeah. I mean, I just go around beating everyone up with my fists, so...
I tried that, but it takes time to kill someone. Just a pistol, pop, pop, pop.
Yeah. Well, I picked up... I didn't realize I had one of these blades. I was like, oh, yeah, sweet, I got this blade. And I was like, just went up to a guy and just, like, you know how you got to charge up the attack and you got to, like, charge up the attack and slice? Well, I just walked up and just did a normal swing and just, like, decapitate. I was like, decapitate. I was like, oh my god. I'm like, what blade have I got? I'm just like, one swing, decapitate, 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 decapitate. I'm just like, and everyone's just coming at me. I'm just going,
What was that? Like a cork pop.
So, yeah. So I just like, as I done that, at one point in one of the games, I forgot to tell you about that, but everyone was coming at me going, and they come at me, I just swing it, and then just cut their head off. And then someone else was running, going, and I just cut them off, and they just kept running at me. I'm just like, So,
And this is what we mean. We're going forever.
So yeah, yeah, that's the trap. We can go forever. So.
Oh, Cyberpunk can go forever.
Well, we should maybe have to have a full Cyberpunk episode, maybe.
We've already had one, haven't we?
Not full.
Probably
like
three.
Well, we've had Cyberpunk segments, not a full Cyberpunk episode.
I mean, you haven't finished. You can't talk about it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'll have to do it once I finished it.
It's going to be 6 months away.
No, I'll get there soon. I'll get there soon.
Soon. In the next 24 hours, finish it.
But no, I think we'll wrap
I'll
up.
finish it twice by the time you finish it.
Yeah, because you freaking just run through the story with 20 hours, and I've only got 70 hours, so I need to get the other 20, which would be 90.
I mean, I've already finished it 3 times.
Doing that final mission. Just doing that
I
final
just
mission.
ran through.
Yeah, getting the other ending to the other ending to the other ending.
Well, they're all locked behind trophies, so...
Just make a choice. Yes, that's all it is. Just you get to the end and then you make a different choice, and it goes, okay, this does this. You do this choice, you do this, you get that trophy.
Yeah. I mean... Oh, excuse me. It's like midnight.
Yeah, we've gone pretty late for this one.
The outcomes are different, though.
Yeah.
Like, after the credits. No. It's hard to explain how it goes. Oh, you got to experience it for yourself.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
All right, Jim. We'll wrap it up now. I'll leave it to you, as always, to wrap up the podcast.
But yeah, thanks for joining us on episode 4, my dudes. I was going to say 5 again, but I shouldn't. I'm thinking a week ahead. But as always, thanks for listening and watching wherever platform you're on. But as always, we've been Dale and Jim, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Oh fuck, there's a fly.